and let's welcome Miss Susan. Give her a hand.
I was and am a professional model for 10 years, and I've lived all over. I've lived in LA, New York, Chicago, Miami, Greece, and I've had a really great time. Some of the things that I have done is I've done runway for different designers, and I've done lots of print work for different magazines like 17 and Teen, bridal magazines. I've done a campaign for Clothes Time and OTB Jeans. I've done commercial print for JCPenney's, Walmart, Target, Myers, and I've done 2 commercials for Burger King and Yoplait Yogurt. So I've done lots and lots of fun stuff. Very cool. I think they have some of my pictures up here that I have done. And I wanted to tell you guys how I got started in modeling. When I was a little girl, I had an older sister that did modeling, and I always wanted to be like her, and I always looked up to her, so I decided to try it. And I'm from a very small town in Indiana, and I had to go to a bigger city that was about an hour away, and I started in a very small agency. And we ended up going to this competition where there was lots of agents at this competition, and you would compete and do different things. And then I ended up winning and being runner-up model of the year. And so because I won that, I was able to have a lot of agents that wanted me to come work for them. And I ended up choosing one that was called Elite, and they were in LA. So I was 16 when thanks. But I was 16 when I won this competition, and I wasn't done with school, so it was really important that I finished high school and got my diploma before I left and I started working. And I was able to graduate early and get my credits and all that. So I left when I was 17 after I graduated high school, and I moved to LA and became a model. And the first thing that you have to do is build a portfolio. A portfolio is what these pictures go in, which is this book here that I'm holding. Can you open it? Sure. And inside this book, these are pictures. And the way you get these pictures is you do something called a photo shoot. Hold on here. If you want to, sure. But all these pictures pretty much are up here. But this is just what the pictures go in, and it's called a portfolio. And at a photo shoot, there's different people that do your makeup, and they do your hair, and they dress you, and it's really, really a fun thing to be a model, because all these people just take care of you, and it's really great. And then you get to take pictures like this, and you pose differently, you know, in front of the photographer. And the more you pose, the better you get, and pretty soon you get to know like the way that you look best, and like you can move all these different ways without thinking about it, and you get to know like the angles of your face and stuff like that, and the ways that you look best, so you get really great pictures. Let's see. After you get these pictures, and before you go on an audition, you have to make something called a comp card, which I have up here, but I don't have any extra in my book right now. And the comp card is about this big, and it has your picture on it, and then it has your name and your agency and their phone number and your height and your size and all that kind of stuff. And when you go on an audition, you take your book, and this is one of my comp cards right here. And on an audition, it's called a go-see or a casting. You'll leave this with them. And you'll show them all your pictures, like all of these pictures, and then you leave one of these with them, and they call your agent in a couple days and tell them if they want to hire you for the job or not. And if they want to hire you for the job, they might call you back, and it's called a callback, and they'll have you come back, and they'll look through your pictures again, or they might take a couple pictures of you, or they might ask you to walk down a runway if it's for a runway, or try on clothes or things like that. And they'll narrow you down between other girls and boys. Lots of boys are models too, just as many. And and if you look at magazines, there's tons and tons of boys, so boys can be models, and it's a really, really great thing. with modeling, there is lots and lots of ups and downs and highs and lows, and it's really important to know that we are all perfect and that we are all made in God's image, and that each one of us is fearfully and wonderfully made after God's image. And even though if it makes you feel insecure or things like that, I personally would feel that way, and I would find help from God. And He would always give me the strength and security and even favor to endure the role of being a model and all that can come with it. And life is all about choices, and it's important that we make the right choice and that you stick with your convictions. And that's all what really helped me in modeling. And I remember Pastor Jill, she said something that I thought was so beautiful. She said that we may not all be a fashion model like what I've done, but each and every one of us is a role model for Christ. And that is so important, that whether you're a model like me or you're not, that you're a role model for Christ.
So you're a model?
Yes, either way you're a model, because you're a role model.
Very cool.
This is going to take a few questions. So
You want to be thinking if you have questions. And Miss Miriam, you can kind of regulate the time, okay? And then it's all yours, ma'am, okay? Sit this in the back. Okay.
we had a question in the back.
Yes.
Do you just draw out the designs, or do you make them too?
What's that?
Like, you design clothes and make them, or do you design them and make them?
Do you wear them or do you design them as well?
Well, I am not a designer. That's a separate job. I'm just a model that would wear people's designs. And sometimes they would have you, to show those clothes off, they would have you walk down a runway for people, or they would have you like in a magazine or a certain type of flyer and do stuff like that. So I did not design the clothes. That's a different job from what I do. Okay? You? Yes, am I not smiling in any of those? Of course I smile lots and lots and lots. I'm a very happy person, but I guess I didn't have any of this up there. That's almost a smile. Sorry about that, but yes, I do smile lots.